Working with internal revisions and draft revisions of document, and particularly when it comes time to move from the Work in Progress tab to the Release tab, we want to set up a document for a review and approval cycle. So we can take our document, for any reason at any stage, from either the WIP tab or the Release tab. We can open the control interface, use the Advanced User Interface or the Flow Diagram interface. Looking at the Document Routing tab, which is the pale mauvey purpley colour, key in our document for review. The review date will be today or some day after today. Let's give them approximately a week. And then browsing from the master contacts list, the name of the person you want to send this to must be on the master contacts list. Add the user. You can add up to 10 users. Let's add 2 just for illustration. Apply a reason for the routing. When we set up the routing table, it does 2 things. It makes a record of the routing that I've just set up, and it sends notification via your email system to the current reviewer. And if we check 2 things, we check the document routing tab on the lower section here, you can see a list of all of the document routings that are currently active. This document was set up by myself on this date. The reason is a test document for you to review and acknowledge. It is required to be done by the 4th of April. The current reviewer is Des Lyons, and Des Lyons happens to be reviewer 1. So this tells us where the document is in the review cycle and how many documents are outstanding for review. More importantly, if I browse to my own email, you will see I've received an email saying, Des Lyons, a document is awaiting a review. This document number 13tel011011. Please follow the link below and review the document. And then it tells you to both review the document and update the routing tab when your review is complete. So the reviewer, which is then me, would browse to this document. I would complete whatever action I'd been asked to do, make whatever changes or add whatever comments I had been asked to do. And when I determined that I had completed my task, I would go back to the Control tab, again back to the Advanced User Interface, go to the Document Routing section, to the Confirm Review section here, enter my document for review, click on Set Review Document. What that will do is open up a small dialog screen here. It will tell me that Des Lyons set up a review for me to review and acknowledge on, and the current reviewer is Des Lyons. When I look at the drop-down list, what it will do is show you a list of the original people who were set up to review the document and the current active users who've yet to review the document. I click on myself, I enter. It will mark the document as reviewed. It will send a email to the next person in the chain, in this case Colin McCarthy, and notification has now been sent to the current reviewer. When I now check the progress of my document, I can see that a small change has happened. The current reviewer is now Colin McCarthy, and he is reviewer 2 in the chain. We go to the document routing. We set the reviewed document. I'm Colin McCarthy. In this case, I've completed my required actions. I acknowledge that I've completed my required actions. It will again, in this case, it will compose an email back to me as Des Lyons, telling me that the review has been complete. Now, we've seen that process happen before, but the other process that happens, so there's no outstanding actions for anybody to complete. If I was an auditor, and just to complete this process and show you, in the network location there is a stored record of all of the document routings that have been completed in the past. So as an auditor can determine where a document went, or a project manager can determine who did what. And there's a record of that routing and review process that we just completed.